Bella's gonna kill me because I am starting over.
It's fine. You need to anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't having fun the last time, and I forgot that that's why we're here, bitch. We're here to be entertaining, okay? Nobody wants to hear me fucking, I don't know, go all scientist on your bitch ass. So, okay, we're gonna start over and we're gonna reel it in. Fuck my hair. When you try your best and you don't. Sorry. Well, hello there, and welcome back to It's Always Something. I'm your host, Bryce Howard, and this is my brand new official podcast. Now, during the show, I'm going to be discussing anything and everything that's on my mind, and today, it's loneliness. Womp womp. Okay, bitch, we're going to be discussing the separation of independence and isolation, and how you can better define the two. I'm high now. Now I'm having fun. Okay. Now, honestly, if we're going to be so honest here, part of the purpose of this podcast is kind of for a diary of myself and my learning lived experiences, okay? I'm kind of using this to record, what have I learned thus far in my adulthood? What have I learned in my life, And how can I share it with the world? How can I share the problems that I'm going through and how I'm dealing with them? And maybe that can help you too, because maybe you're dealing with the same problems and maybe what worked for me worked for you. Maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does and it does, So that's what we're going to do with this concept today. Okay. Now, this kind of became. So I recently moved into my new apartment. Been this big fucking thing on Instagram. Yes, I'm in my new apartment and I love it so very much and I wouldn't change a thing for the world. However, I grew up in a family with 7 children. So growing up all the way through high school, I was in a household that was loud. There was always people running around. There was always things going on. There was always places to be, people to meet, all the things. I was never alone and it was never quiet. And then my freshman year of college, Bella just hit the pen. So, Bella, this is work. Take this shit seriously. Okay, anyways, then after I moved out, after high school, I went to my freshman year of college across the country and lived in a dormitory, okay, with all men, might I add. So, naturally, also very noisy, lots of things going on. Then I moved into a house with 3 of my best friends in the entire world, okay? So it was always a party, there were always places to go, and none of it was alone. I've never once came home to an empty, quiet house. It's just a foreign concept to me. So when I moved out by myself and started working by myself, recording these podcasts by myself, editing by myself, I spend a lot of time by myself. And it is honestly, if we're being so honest with each other, it makes me so uncomfortable. This is a very uncomfortable situation for me. And I thought that this was going to be my free, independent dream. I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to be exactly who I want and need to be. And when I take a step back, I kind of have a better idea of what's going on here. And what's going on is isolation at its finest, in its truest form. I am distancing myself from the people that I love and the places that I love. My work is home. My life is home. I'm by myself at home. It's become this regression, kind of, in a sense, in this shell, in this isolated version of myself that I don't really love too much. So when I encountered this challenge or this fork in the road, okay, I thought, hell, why not make a podcast episode about it? So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. Long story short is independence versus isolation. Know the difference and understand the difference between the two. So we're going to go through some definitions, okay, because I know you bitches need the proof. I get it. Whatever. Let's just make sure we're on the same page. Okay, girl. So let's define. Oxford Dictionary. I don't know. Isn't that a college? Isn't Oxford a college? Yeah, it's just a smart person dictionary, I think. Okay, so independence. Free from outside control, not depending on others' authority, not depending on another for livelihood or subsistence. Can you actually look up the definition of subsistence? Because that one's putting me in a pickle too. I'm having Bella look up the definition of subsistence because I'm a little unsure. Just want to make sure we have the facts straight.
Is subsistence a word?
Subsistence. Substinence. Or maybe it's ANCE. Subsistence. I think it means for someone else to fulfill your life. Not subsistence, subsistence.
Subsistence.
Correct.
I don't think that's a word.
It's a real word.
Are you sure?
Is this not a real word? Wait, throw me my phone. I've been saying this word. This word totally
Can you
exists.
just look it up on my phone?
Yeah, just hand it to me. That was the gayest noise ever. Define subsistence. Subsistence. This has to be a word. I can't be going crazy. Hold on. Siri doesn't like it either.
Bryce, I don't think it's a word.
Doesn't it sound like a word? Subsistence. What does that mean? Doesn't subsistence sound like a word? Let me look up the definition of independent again because I want to see if it says subsistence. Subsistence.
You still have the
Fuck.
word wrong.
S-U-B-S-I-S.
You were saying substance.
I know, but the actual word is subsistence.
Yes, I know that it's a word.
Can you say it?
Subsistence.
Does that feel like a word?
I don't think so.
What is it supposed to, like, what word is it? Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out. Why does it like make me think of like not having sex? Abstinence?
Abstinence. You're
Ah!
thinking of abstinence. Oh my god.
Abstinence is a real word, which is why I thought subsistence was a word, not a real word. Okay, basically, we were defining independence. Basically, independence just means you're self-sufficient. You can do things for yourself. You're okay on your own, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Isolation. Okay, this one we're going to get right, I promise. To cause a person or place to be or remain alone or apart from others. Okay, so this means you're depressed and you're lonely and you're hiding. Okay, you're not talking to people, you're not going places. You know, you're only doing the bare minimum. Okay, we're going down the list and we're not feeling too great about it. Isolation. Okay. I got a new earring. And if you're just listening from home, you can't see it because you can't see the video while you're driving because that's bad. Don't do that. But it's a little safety pin or diaper pin. Whoever says that. It has little diamonds in it. I got it in Breckenridge, Colorado. So you can reference the YouTube channel. It's Bryce Howard. You'll find it there shortly. But anyways, when looking at issues like this, okay, the one thing that we have to remind ourselves is to stay out of the all or nothing mindset. Okay. It sounds really easy, but it's honestly not. Okay. There is not a right or wrong answer necessarily. And there can often be too much of one and not enough of the other. So what we're really discussing today is moderation. Okay. We're finding the balance. Now, you might be thinking, do I have this issue? How do I know if I have this issue? Am I isolating? Am I doing all these things? Now, I can't really answer that question for you, but I can tell you what I did to answer the question for myself, and maybe that can help you too. So when I look at problems like this, you have to know yourself. Okay. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand your mind, understand your habits, get a better understanding of what your daily life looks like. Okay. Because then when something happens that's out of the ordinary, it's so much easier to recognize because you know what your thoughts are doing. So if you're thinking a new thought, it's gonna like raise some red flags. Or if you're going about your normal day and something doesn't happen or something does happen, then it's a lot easier to notice, you know, those abrupt changes in our daily life. So better understand yourself, better understand your daily life. How can we do this? Start writing things down. Take little notes, do checklists, whatever it takes to untangle those knots in your brain, whatever it takes to retain the information that you're learning every day. Keep it down, write it down, do your thing. Start a calendar, okay? If you don't already have a calendar, what the hell are you doing? I don't plan my daily life like top to bottom in my calendar, but you got to put some events in there. We have to keep it loose because things are going to change and we have to be flexible, but start a daily normal regimen. You know, what time are we going to start setting our alarm for? What time do we want to be ready by? What time do we go to class? What time do we go to work? All of these things. Okay, have a daily regimen to some extent so that when you're in a place, you're looking around the room, there's nobody there, you're wondering what to do next. You don't even have to think about it. It's just like that. It's like muscle memory, second nature. What are we going to do? And we know how to do it because it's so burned into our brain. Another really important thing to understand, right, is are you an introvert or are you an extrovert? By nature, if you absolutely had to label yourself as one of those things, which one are you? And how you understand this is you close your eyes and you think about it for a second. When you're recharging, when your battery is at 0 and you want it to be back at 100, what are you doing to recharge that battery? Are you gathering your friends to get together to socialize, to keeks, which is me? I'm an extrovert. That is how I recharge my battery. Some people are the opposite. Some people need to be by themselves. Some people need to look inward. Some people need to remove all of outside distractions in order to get their battery back to 100. Now, often our issue with isolation, I'm going to target some of you folks, some of you introverts. Now, I'm kind of biased in this next statement that is about to fall out of my mouth, but introverts are far more prone to isolation, and oftentimes extroverts exercise their independence as their form of being alone, rather than introverts usually exercise their alone time by isolating. Sorry, I said it. Don't hate me, don't shoot me, don't kill me. Now, for some of you extroverts out there, you are not off the hook, okay? Because your stubbornness is really disguising itself as independence. So extroverts, you are not off the hook. However, let's tackle this mother tuckin issue. Now, here's another balancing act. The idea of self-sufficiency and learning to ask for help. Now, a lot of us have the assumption that being adult or being self-sufficient means that we can do everything by ourselves. We don't need nobody for nothing. We can solve all of our problems ourselves. We can learn how to do anything we want, which is sure, technically, yes, true. However, that's not the way the world goes round, Diva. Is it important to pick up new skills? Yes. Is it important to expand your window of tolerance? Yes. But a very smart person understands when something is not in their wheelhouse. And this is independence versus isolation. An independent person understands this is something that somebody else I know can do better than me. For your information, there is no bigger form of flattery than asking someone for help with something in specific, because there's no one else in your mind that you think could do better at this thing. Okay, so lean into your friend, lean into your family, lean into your support, learn to ask for help when the situation requires it. Don't be a stubborn asshole. Don't try to solve all your own problems. Okay, it's never gonna work. And you're just going to end up back off where you started, in your hole, in your shell, in your regression of yourself. Stop hiding from the world. Stop hiding from problems, because you can't solve all of them yourself. We're social creatures. We are social beings. It is in our nature to work together. Okay, so now that we understand ourselves, we know the situation at hand, and we understand our habits, and we can easily recognize isolation, right? Now, if you're me and you're in my shoes and you're struggling with this too, this is the point where you realize, yeah, bitch, I am indeed isolating. And you're probably thinking to yourself the same thing, okay? So how do we solve the problem? I'm going to tell you all the tricks and tips and skills and all the little jazz dances that I've learned to keep me out of isolating, keep me out of this bad habit, keep me out of this loop. So we're going to talk about little easy things. First of all, go to the grocery store. Okay. Go to the grocery store. Don't order your groceries unless you're a mom and you have all the kids at home and you have work and all the things. Unless you absolutely have to, go to the grocery store. You need to be leaving your house every single day. No excuses. I don't care if it's your rest day. All of these things. I don't care, okay? Not a single day should go by that you don't see or interact with another person. So put that at the top of your list. Even if you can't leave your house for a day, at least talk to someone, at least socialize. Whether it's a neighbor or a smile or a stranger, it doesn't matter. Talk to someone every single day. Don't let a day go by where you are trapped in your own mind, talking to yourself. It's a scary place to be. And other things, anything that can be social should be social. I'm talking, are you going to the mall to get an outfit for XYZ? Invite a friend. Invite a friend to go with you. All of these things that we do in our daily lives that can be social, make them social. Life is meant to be enjoyed. We are social creatures, okay? It's in our nature to gather in a sense of community, which leads me to my next point. Find your community. I don't care where it is, unless it's like a hate group. I don't care where it is. If you find it in church, great. If you find it in book club, great. If you find it in sports, amazing. If you're in school and you find it in a club, or you find it in dance or at work, like all of these things, find your community. Find a group of like-minded people that you can escape to at least once a week, to not feel alone, to exercise your social ability and your communication skills. It's so crucial and it's so important. And for heaven's sakes, lean into your hobbies. You are so interesting. You are such an interesting person. No matter what other people tell you, no matter what you tell yourself, you are interesting. You have cool things. You do cool things. Lean into them. Whether it's creative, whether it's artistic, whether it's math, some people enjoy doing that, or reading, or all of these things. Find your hobbies. And you need more than one, because at least one of them needs to be social, okay? I don't care if it's chess club or Dungeons and Dragons or book club or dance class or musical theater or Bible study. One of them needs to be social. One of them needs to be by yourself. You need to have some outlet of creativity that is just you and your thoughts. If you're painting, if you're drawing, if you're writing songs, if you're writing stories, any of these things, have one be solo and have one be social. Keep them that way, okay? Also, another thing, I have the burpees. That was a pussy burp. That was a queef burp. Not the queef burp. I'm going to be sympathetic for a second. Not empathetic, but sympathetic. Okay, I understand that my audience, my peers, our generation was left with some unfortunate circumstances. we don't know how to socialize, okay? It is a very abstract concept to us because we grew up in the age of the internet. I know, another bitch talking about screen time, blah, 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 whatever. It's true. It's a real thing, and it has influenced us, and it's influenced our ability to socialize and talk to strangers. And I want you to push yourself past this discomfort, okay? Go into the unknown, be brave, and socialize, talk to strangers. It's really not that hard. And the beautiful thing about strangers is that most of the time, 99% of the time, you never see them again. Never see them again. And it's such a beautiful reminder. And it makes it so much easier to throw out a compliment. Let it loose, let it fly, be respectful, be nice, socialize, and communicate, find common ground. We go to the same places every single day, and I guarantee that there is a person at that place that you have yet to speak to, that you see every single day, whether you're going to a workout class and it's that mom that's always in the back left corner. Next time you see her, tell her it's good to see her again. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You know what? This is actually a beautiful opportunity to tell the Bella Bryce story, okay? Miss Bryce Howard, was the annoying loud bitch in the back of the classroom. And little Miss Bella, sitting over here in her director's chair, was silent, bitchy, beautiful, mean girl, sitting front and center, minding her damn business, just having my loud ass gay voice echo from across the room. She hated my bitch ass. She wanted nothing to do with me. And then one day I was like, I want to find out more about this bitch. So I made her uncomfortable. I sat next to her and I talked to her. Then she just happened to fall in love with me. And now we're here to slay, here to stay, right? So don't judge others. Don't assume you understand somebody. Don't think you know what someone is like or what life they've lived, because it's never true. Also, be a good listener, okay? A great speaker, a great communicator, someone who's really good at socializing is a good listener. When you interact with that mom at the back corner of your Pilates class, remember that it's her son's birthday on Friday, and then ask her how it was. People love being listened to. Socializing is actually really easy in concept, but people are so scared of putting themselves out there. So your homework is to talk to a stranger. And if we're running as far away from isolation as possible, talk to people, put yourself out there, and use it as a learning experience. Everybody comes into our lives as a teacher, and the more people you push yourself to socialize with, the more teachers you have to learn something from. They're walking around all over the place, and you're not taking advantage of it. So make good use of your time. Talk to strangers. Something I also think that people forget to realize is that communication is always, without a doubt, a two-way street, okay? And I shouldn't have to spell this out for you. I'm spelling it out to myself too, okay? These are my words for myself to hear as well. It's a two-way street, okay? Text goes both ways. Phone calls go both ways. Traveling goes both ways. Lord, I need to take my own advice. But text someone. If you're missing someone and they're not texting you and they're not calling you, bitch, suck it up and reach out, bitch. Like, suck it up and send the text. Make a phone call, or send a text to make a phone call. Like, there's literally no harm in reaching out to somebody. And if someone's not reaching out to you, I'm going to say most of the time, there's not necessarily a reason. And you're just lying to yourself and telling yourself there's a reason, so you don't have to text first. Like, literally just text first. Make the phone call. Give your grandparents a call because they love you and they want to hear about your life. Give your mom a call, Bryce. Call your mom, Bryce. They want to hear about your life, and they're often the best listeners. Call your siblings, call your friends. And when it comes to travel, sometimes life is just a little inconvenient. Sometimes it's just a little inconvenient. Sometimes you have to drive a little bit of a distance to go see your best friend from home. Sometimes you have to drive a little bit of distance to go see your little sister, okay? Sometimes you even have to get on a plane. Oh my God, gag. Sometimes you have to get on a plane to go see people that you care about. And I know that's not at easy access for everyone, and everyone has crazy busy lives going on. But if you want your social life to flourish, then that is where you need to place your intention. That is where you need to place your intention. I understand that lives are busy and that we have lots of things going on. If these people are really as important to you as you say they are, then you need to start acting like it, babe. You need to start acting like it. And this isn't always an option for everyone, okay? I know that not everybody has the finances to fly across the country. I know that some people don't have the time off or weekend off. Most of you bitches have weekends off to go drive and see someone, okay? Make plans, put it in the calendar, ask for the days off, save a little dough, do your thing. However, if none of this feels realistic to you, I know I talked about age of the internet, social media, but social media is a beautiful tool to lean into when it comes to giving family and friends updates on our life. Lean into it. Make your account private if you're embarrassed, and only put like 100 people on there, your best friends, family, whatever you want. But lean into it. Give life updates. Post them on Facebook, you guys. Oh my God. Facebook is so back in the age of like Y2K realness and late 90s. Like everyone's being, Facebook is so back. Facebook Marketplace is at an all-time high. Everyone and their mom is on Facebook. Okay, get your ass on Facebook. And it's so nice because it's a combination of like Instagram and Twitter. Like you can post a message with just words and tag your grandma, tell her you love her. It's just a beautiful platform to just express how you're feeling, say how your day is going, say how your life is going, what new clothes did you buy, what cool place did you go to, who did you run into at the ice cream store, all of these things. Utilize the tools that we have at our fingertips. Don't use it for evil, okay? That is not what I'm suggesting. However, it is there for a reason. Now let's use it to its benefit. Now that we know how to avoid Little Miss Isolation knocking on the door, now it's time to adult, to step our pussies up, to lean into our independence. We gotta lean into our adultlyhood, our livelihood, our womanlyhood. Is that a word? Don't look it up. I'll be too embarrassed at this point. Girlhood? Okay, girlhood. That's like a hood. Imagine a hood that says girl. It's like,
That's that should be your merch.
oh my God.
Wait, we need to start girlhood now.
Girlhood. I wanted to sell white wife beaters too, just because branding. But like, put the word girl on the back of a hood. Write that down. I like that. We can have a whole hood line. We can have like a Robin hood.
No, that doesn't. That's not.
Because is manhood is a thing too. We can have a girl hood and a man hood. A they hood. A them hood. A them hood. Yes, them hood. Can we please have a them hood? That'd be so cute. I would wear that. That'd be so chic. Now that we've solved the isolation problem, okay, we've solved that bitch. She is no longer knocking on our door. She is no longer screaming at us from across the parking lot. Now we can lean into our, say it with me, independence. Yes, independence. Independence, okay? Let's be strong, beautiful, cunty, talented, gorgeous. Like, it's time to lean into our independence, okay? Now, something I really want to hit on here is that your time spent alone and your time spent with others should always be intentional. It should always have somewhat of a choice. I want it to be because you know yourself so well. You looked inside of your own soul and said, this is exactly what I need today, and I'm going to do it. Not because someone else wanted you to do something or because someone else told you that this is exactly what you should do, but because that is the decision that you made because you thought that it would enhance your experience in whatever it is that you were doing. I believe that the journey is the important part anyways. You know that video? That's what I sound like in my own ears right now.
I feel like the only part you remember is the journey anyways.
Love you, Miley. Can be a guest on my podcast.
Are you about to shit talk Miley Cyrus?
No, I love her. I love Every Rose Has Its Thorns. I also love her cover of When You Hold My Hand, It's Like a Little Prayer. Now, what we're also not going to do is have a meltdown if things don't go our way. Because yes, it would be great if everything was a choice. However, sometimes people say no, sometimes people are busy. So I want you to remember that when you're engaging and reaching out to people and you're trying to socialize, do not have a meltdown if people tell you no or if people say they're busy. And also don't have a meltdown if there's something that you can't do by yourself. Be flexible in your learning, adulting experience. Be flexible. Now, we are going to do what? Establish boundaries. Yes, boundaries. Everybody loves boundaries. Now, this all kind of ties back to understanding and knowing who you are, okay? Because if you know who you are and you know what you're doing, then you have a pretty solid idea of how you should be treated. And now this is something that we want to implement. Now, well, what are not boundaries? People, I do think that sometimes people take boundaries too far. Therefore, like the whole like protecting your peace movement and not doing anything that inconveniences you, like, girl, just because you want to stay in bed and it's your best friend's birthday dinner, like not going is not putting a boundary. That's you being a lazy asshole. Like get your ass out of bed and go to the birthday dinner. Don't call it a boundary. Call it what it is. Okay, you're being lazy. You're isolating. Okay, that is not boundaries. That is isolation at its finest. So get off your ass. Be an adult. Be a strong, brave person. Put yourself out there. But there are appropriate things for boundaries. No means no. I feel like that is a lovely boundary that everyone should have in their lives. No means no. If someone says no, they mean no. And if you say no, you mean no. Okay, like I said, two-way street. Here we go. Full circle moment here. What are other boundaries? Oh my God, there's a bug in here. If it flies in front of the camera, I'm gonna fucking have it. Oh my God, it's on the TV. Do you see it? Look on the TV. Do you see it? I told you. It's the lights. Girl, I don't have time for this. There's a bug in the room.
Oh my god, it's jumping around!
It's really excited. There's lots of lights. There's lots of glitz and glam. She's had a taste of the glamorous life, bitch. And also, we need to be more patient with people and be more forgiving most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Like, our generation is so quick to cutting people out of our lives. Sometimes people disagree with us. Newsflash, that's okay. It's okay to agree to disagree, okay? A good boundary doesn't mean kicking someone out the door, okay? No, a good boundary means, okay, you believe this, I believe this. Let's agree to disagree and like still keeks and like still be friends. So put boundaries down, but put down adult boundaries, not lazy boundaries, okay? Also, something that I kind of touched on earlier, but independence thrives in community. Community. I talked about finding your community earlier. Now exercise your independence there, okay? Practice what you preach. This is a lovely opportunity to showcase everything you've learned. Talk about your cool lived experiences. Ask people about their cool lived experiences. Be a leader. That is independence. An independent person is a damn good leader, okay? They can look in a room, they can know how everyone is feeling, and they can navigate the conversation to appeal to everyone's needs. That person is independent. That is an adult. Now, a true independent a true independent person, or rather an interdependent person, knows when to give and knows when to receive. And yes, I mean sexually. I had to say it, bitch. I had to say it. No, but it's true. It's so true, okay? When is it your opportunity to step up to the plate and be a leader? And when is it your turn to take a step back, babe, and let someone else have their moment to shine, okay? Learn to give, learn to receive. Learn to give help, learn to receive help. It's this balance game that we're playing fucking again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait. For those of you that are watching and not listening, I actually have a balance tattoo. And you might be thinking, oh my God, my screen is backwards. Nope, the tattoo is backwards. Gag it! You know why? Because I can't look down, I can't see it. But when I look in a mirror, it's right side up and I can read it. And it's not backwards for me, but it is backwards for you. And you're going to have to live your life looking at this a different way than I do every single day. I'm so funny. I'm so funny for that. You know what? I want another tattoo on my chest that says, don't forget. That's also backwards. It's just like, then I feel like I will never forget anything ever again because I'll have like a don't forget file. Like I'll wake up every morning and I'll have like a list of don't forgets. And then every time I look in the mirror and see my tattoo, I'll be like, what am I not forgetting today? Oh, that's what I'm not forgetting. You know? Or am I crazy? Isn't that kind of cunty, kind of fierce?
I mean, for you, yeah.
Like it makes sense for me? Like, does it?
It does.
Yeah.
It would be weird if I did it.
Yeah, that's true. Also, one of my favorite movies of all time is Memento, and it's this guy who has short-term memory loss and he has to like find his wife's murderer, and so he has like tattoos all over his body of like things not to forget about the case because he wakes up every day and forgets everything. But I would get it in the exact same font as my balance tattoo, but I think I'd put it under my left hip. So like I have this one here and then the asymmetry moment, right? Oh my God, I'm sweating my ass off. These sweatpants are getting hot mama boots down. Interdependence, sweet spot, vulnerability is not a weakness, but a part of being. Oh, yeah, talk about this. Because at the end of the day, vulnerability is not a weakness, no matter what your Republican father might tell you. Vulnerability is not a weakness, okay? If anything, it shows a level of emotional maturity and emotional intelligence that very few adults even get to feel or experience in their lives, okay? So don't view vulnerability as a weakness or a bad thing. Be an adult, be vulnerable, know when to give, know when to receive. I'm really hot, so I'm taking my legs out of my pants, or my, no, my leg. Not out of my pants, out of my blankets. That's a different show. Follow my OnlyFans at It's Bryce Howard. Maybe that's my next endeavor. Maybe it's time I start an OnlyFans. Maybe I should start with Feet Finder. Been there, done that. Just kidding. Just kidding. Now, all of this is kind of just to say that your independence can inspire. If you use it correctly, if you're vulnerable, if you're self-sufficient, if you know when to ask for help, your independence can inspire. It can inspire you. It can inspire the people around you, when often isolation is a product of anxiety and fear that is grueling and controlling and scary. And I don't want any of you to live in that place. I don't want to live in that place, right? Now, when we're talking about independence versus isolation, I need you to ask yourself one question. Are you making this choice because you want to grow? Or are you making this choice because you're scared of leaning on others, right? It's this concept that like, is this the unknown? Is this an opportunity to grow, to experience something new? Or is this you making an excuse to run away from another uncomfortable experience? You know, is this another excuse that you're going to use to live live in that constant state of fear and anxiety and live under the victimization of your stress hormones. Like, that's not what we're here to do. That's not our reason to live, bitch. So ask yourself this question. Make it a choice. Make it intentional. And if at the end of the day, you can better understand yourself and you can better understand your habits, then it doesn't just make this question easier. It makes all questions easier. And it makes every single inconvenience that we encounter in our daily lives easier to handle and more comfortable to dissolve, because we can better understand how we react to specific problems. And when we can identify the problem, it becomes that much easier to solve. So know yourself. Ask yourself the important burning questions. Push yourself to meet new people. Push yourself to experience new things. And if you take away one thing from this video, it's that everything in balance. Period. End of sentence. Everything in balance. There's always opportunity for too much of one, not enough of the other. Be intentional about making both solo time and social time, right? Be intentional, let it be a choice, have something to do in both states of being. And at the end of all of this, the most important thing to remember is to give yourself some grace. We are all living life for the first time. We are all trying our best. These are all new experiences that we're all taking on. These are all challenges that we're accomplishing and attacking for the first time. And there's gonna be some mistakes along the way, babe. We're gonna fuck up. We're gonna misstep. We're gonna piss people off. We're gonna say the wrong thing. We're gonna do the wrong thing. We're gonna accidentally fall into old habits. It's a part of life, right? Growth isn't linear. It's not this path that's always inclining and never stops inclining. We have downticks. It's just a part of life. It's a part of growth. It's a part of adulting, and it's a part of learning. So the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is learn to give yourself grace in moments when we encounter these challenges. But independence versus isolation is another loop in our daily lives that we can easily get sucked in if we don't understand ourselves and know how to keep ourselves out of it. Okay, I'm over it. I'm pooped, bitch. It's time for me to be independent and time for me to enjoy my alone time. Thank you for joining me today. That's all I have for you. Unfortunately, I know you want to hang out all night. I know. I wish I could. I wish you could be here with me, snuggling up next to me in my bed. Just kidding, stranger danger. But don't forget to follow me. Or don't forget, you can find us at It's Always Something Podcast on all socials everywhere, and brand new episodes every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on all of your favorite streaming platforms. Video is up exclusively on Spotify and YouTube. And don't forget to give me a follow. Hello at It's Bryce Howard. Thank you on all socials, all the things. But anyways, yeah. That was a good one. We started off rough. We kind of always get trapped in this cycle of starting off rough, but we always get to where we're trying to be. We always get to where we're going. We always have an episode. We always make it. We always make it. Whenever we turn the cameras off, I'm like, we can work with that. But anyways, I love you. If you're just starting your day, have a lovely day. If you're going to bed, sleep good, bitch. We all need more sleep. But anyways, I love you so very much. Ciao. Arrivederci. Mwah.